What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's Brink Young coming straight out of them South Memphis slums, and I'm the host of the Brink TV talk show, the Brink TV Countdown, and Brink Radio. But look, I had to tap in for a second to tell you guys about an unsigned artist who's been killing it. I'm talking about A1KK. Now, she been dropping bangers. I'm talking about back to back from the 1017 Up Next challenge to her brand new single called PB&J. Now she is definitely a female artist who's on the rise, and she coming hard. She damn near coming harder than the guys. Matter of fact, she about to drop part 2 of her project series, Harder Than the Guys. So y'all stay on the lookout for her. She's an independent artist. She's unsigned, and like I said, she coming harder than the guys. Look out for A1KK. What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brent Young, coming straight out of them South Memphis slums, and you are tuning in to the most award-winning independent talk show in the whole South. I'm talking about none other than BrinkTV. Now, do not adjust your TV set. We got a brand new face kicking in with us tonight on the icy white couch, and I gotta give you a few interesting tidbits about this guest. Now, number one, this guest coming all the way from Peoria, Illinois. That's only number one. Number two, this guest is a singer. Hey man, he kicking ass with them vocals. That's only two. But number three, he is also a Brink TV Music U Live Countdown Awards winner. We talking about 2023 Best R&B 2023 R&B Song of the Year Award winner. We talking about my guy DeAndrey. How you doing?
What's good, my guy? How you doing, bro?
Hey, first and foremost, I gotta say I'm doing well. Thank you for being the guest on the show, man. It means a lot to have you kicking it with us, man.
Man, appreciate you having me, man. I was just glad to get down here, man. I've been trying to get down for a long time.
No doubt.
And man, it's just a blessing to be down here, man. Thank you.
Hey man, no doubt, no problem. We finna make this thing happen because as I said in his introduction, the man is from Peoria, Illinois. Let's start with that first and foremost. What was it like for you growing up there?
Man, Peoria was it was nice, man. You know, I grew up in the on the south side of Peoria.
Okay.
That's where I own my skills at, man, and just learning how to survive on the south side of Peoria, man. It was pretty much the same as growing up anywhere else. You know what I mean? It had his ups and downs, crime and different things going on, man. But it wasn't too bad growing up, man. Not too bad at all.
No doubt. Of course, I got to say, shout out to everybody out there in Peoria. Now, off camera, you was telling me about a few names. We're talking about famous names from Peoria. One of the most famous, in my opinion, was the late, great Richard Pryor. But who are some of the other names that you mentioned that's from there, man?
Yeah, like I said, we got Richard Pryor. Then we got also Sean Livingston, played for the Golden State Warriors, champion. We have Tim and Bob, Tim Kelly, Bob Robinson, big time producers in the music game. Sam Kennison, also comedian he's actually from East Peoria, but ain't never across the bridge.
Yeah.
So that's still Peoria, man. And we still had a few others, man. But those are the main Peoria guys.
And now we got DeAndrey in the building.
Yes,
now, of course, you told me, man, this is so funny. You actually started singing at age 12 in the church.
Yeah.
But it's weird how you actually started singing because it's almost like y'all ain't doing it right. I'm finna show you how to do it. Take us through that story, man.
Well, I started in church, like I said. My cousins had a group. They were taking R&B and rap songs, making them into church songs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny you say that because I remember when T-Pain did Silver and Gold and he was talking about Patron, everybody went crazy. So, I mean, did the church like that or were they cool with it or what?
Some people wasn't cool with it, like the elderly.
Okay.
You know how, elderly people and older people don't like rap music and,
period.
Things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they started the group before I jumped in it because the first song they did was Rex and Effects
Rump Shaker?
Rump Shaker.
Wow. How do you flip Rump Shaker into a gospel song?
They did it, man.
Yeah.
And it was cold, man.
Yeah.
It was cold. And that kind of got young people more involved a little bit, in church and things like that, because they wanted to see what else they were going to do.
Gotcha.
But when I had jumped in, they were having a rehearsal.
Okay.
And they asked me to come in with them. And when they was singing, and I was like, "Hey man, do it like this, man. I think you should sound like this." And I didn't really know I could sing.
Yeah.
So they was like, "Yo, cuz," there was my group of my cousins, my cousin Joe and my cousin Quentin, and they said, "Why don't you sing with us, man?" And I was like, "All right." So I didn't think nothing of it. So I got up there and sung with them. I didn't even tell my moms I was singing. I got up there and sung. And we sung. We had redid "Shy If I Ever Fall in Love."
Wow.
Yeah. I'm giving my age now. So.
Hey man.
But we sung "Shy If I Ever Fall in Love," and my cousin had ended up messing up on this part.
Okay.
And I just grabbed the mic, started singing, and the church went crazy, man. And when we got done, my cousin said, "Man, cuz, you made us sound nasty." And I didn't really know what that meant at the time, you know what I mean? And the pastor got up there and said, "Man, I didn't know he could sing like that." And that's how I started, man.
Yeah.
And like I say, like a couple weeks later, a group of guys at school sung the same exact song.
Wow.
Yeah, sung the same exact song. And I wasn't up there singing with him, so a dude I went to school with was like, "Hey man, DeAndrey, he can sing that song better than y'all. He'll kill y'all."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Whatever," and he was like, let us hear you.
Yeah.
And I sung, and that's history, man.
Hey man, it's been history ever since,
history, man.
And it's crazy that you say that, because that was not only the church's first time hearing you sing and knowing that you could sing, your parents, your mom and stepdad actually heard you.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk more about that, because you told me you kind of had a unique upbringing. Your stepdad was Cuban,
Yeah.
and that opened your eyes to other styles of music, right?
Yeah.
And other instrumentation and stuff like that. Let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, like I said, my stepfather was Cuban. It was kind of a weird thing, because that was, when you have a stepfather, you don't think about those type of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he opened my eyes to a lot of, like I say, Cuban foods, Cuban music, so instruments, as far as, the different bongos and things you were hearing in instruments and music and things like that. And he was also a musician himself.
Okay.
He played his main excuse me, his main instrument was a guitar.
Okay.
But he also played the bass as well as the piano. So like I said, he helped open my eyes to a lot of those things.
Yeah.
A lot of those things, man.
Definitely. Hey,
Yeah.
Of course, we got to say shout out to all those involved. So, did you guys stay a group throughout high school, or you just when did you decide, hey, I'm finna do this DeAndrey solo thing? When did that happen?
Well, we did stay a group for a while. Like I said, we started off about 12 or 13. I was about 12 or 13. One of them was a little younger. But as we stayed a group, we did multiple songs, man.
Yeah.
Like I think we did the Diggable Planets, man. It's cool like that.
Yeah.
We did that. We did what else did we do? We did Cry No More by 2D Extreme, man. We did Knockin' the Boots, man.
How do you flip Knockin' the Boots?
Bro, we did it, man. We did it. We was cold at it though, man. We was cold at it, man. But we did stay a group. Then we eventually had ended up going to singing other gospel group songs.
Okay.
But as we got older, a lot of those guys' voices changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can sing when they're younger.
Yeah.
But as we got older, their voices started to change. So people started dropping out of the group one by one.
Yeah.
And then it only ended up being two of us. And then I just went ahead and did it by myself because, but my other cousin wasn't really wanting to sing anymore. So it just became me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this when Dre Rob was born?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and dive into that because
Yeah.
obviously you said that was kind of like a play on your first name and last name.
Yeah.
And you actually came out with a solo album. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I had back in the day I was trying to figure out a name for myself.
Yeah.
As my name is DeAndrey, but I wanted to have a moniker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to have something different that everybody would know me by. So I was trying to figure it out, man. At first, actually, now that I think about it, I did go by DeAndrey at first.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I don't want to go by my real name. And then I thought about what my name was. I said, well, how about Dre Rob? And it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So I was Dre Rob for about 20 years, man.
Okay.
Yep. And my first album, Grown, I had brought that out in 2013.
Okay.
I think it's about 13 tracks on that, man.
Okay.
And that was when I had realized the type of R&B artist I was, because it took me a while to kind of find myself.
Yeah.
As far as being an artist. Some people go their whole careers without even knowing who they are as an artist.
Yeah.
But it took me, having to do the things by myself, getting tracks by myself, not having a producer there.
Right.
You know what I mean? To kind of guide me through it. It took me to do that to figure out where I was in the game as far as what kind of R&B artist I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I came out with Dre Rob, and I was Dre Rob for a long time until a couple years ago, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's crazy, man. But I remember off camera you told me like you were actually fortunate to work with like Grammy nominated producers as well as a guy. You say he produced pretty much the majority of Charlie Wilson's last project, right?
Yeah.
Let's dive into some of the producers that you've worked with, man.
Yeah. That producer, that's who I worked with first when I first started going to the studios. His name is Emil Gantos.
Okay.
He produced, right now he's producing for Charlie Wilson.
Man, that's incredible.
Doing great things, man. Shout out to you, Emil. You're doing wonderful things, man. But that's who I went to, start going to the studio with at first in Bloomington, Illinois. He actually taught me how to record.
Okay.
Because you can go in the studio and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. But a lot of people don't have a clue of what the hell they're doing.
Them facts, yeah. Them
you
facts,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So he taught me how to record, how to do takes. Because back then, everybody was trying to do, as far as R&B, everybody was trying to do takes like Jodeci, to how Jodeci did, the harmony parts, they would stack their harmony, stack one part, sing it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And then mix that down and do the next part 4 or 5 times, mix that down, and then once you have all your harmony parts, mix all of it down until you have Jodeci.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he taught me how to do that. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Emil, and then he went off to the West Coast. Then I ended up hooking up with Shane Freeman. He was doing some things in Atlanta for a while, which he's no longer producing anymore. And then once I linked up with one of my good friends, Gerald Brooks, he goes by G Music.
Okay.
He's also Grammy nominated.
Okay.
So he actually taught me who I was and where I needed to be in the game.
Yeah.
Because I tried to, when I got with him, I was wanting to do so much music, but I could never get a song recorded. Like, I would record a song probably once or twice, every once in a while, get excited, and that'll be the only song I do. And I'm like, yo, why am I not getting these songs like everybody else?
Yeah.
And then when he broke it down to me, he was basically teaching me how to do things.
Yeah.
How to, he was also teaching me how to record, a better way of R&B recording, because he was more of an R&B producer. The R&B that I liked more than what Emil was.
Yeah.
Emil is a dope R&B producer as well too, but Gerald was more on my wavelength. Yeah. And he taught me exactly how to do it, and how and where I wanted to go with that as well. So once that, man, those are the guys that I've dealt with, man. Yeah. That's who I started out with.
So I gotta ask you, man, because you told me about auditioning for American Idol.
Yeah.
Man, we got to talk about that because I don't know too many people that actually was fortunate enough to go, and make that happen. But let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, man. I auditioned for American Idol back when Fantasia.
Okay.
The first when Fantasia won.
Okay, that was season 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't know she was there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I didn't know she was in Atlanta until I watched her win, and they said that's where she was at.
Wow.
Yeah, where she started at, man. I went down there and I sung, and I didn't make it too far, man. They had a guy on there that made it past everybody. A lot of things they do was for TV ratings.
Yeah, yeah.
And that I don't appreciate that as a singer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that takes a lot of hope from people who really want to do this, man.
Yeah.
And I tried out then, and then I tried again down in up in Chicago,
okay.
About 2.5 hours where I'm from, up in Soldier Field, and I sung the song called "All Out of Love," sung by Air Supply.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know what that song is, but Jagged Edge redid that song. Was I'm all out of love, I'm so lost without you. You know, some people might know that song, but the guys told me that I was too street for American Idol.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me I was too street.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had on a button up, man. You know, I did have some Timbs on.
Yeah.
We had a button up. Had a nice scarf on, Timbs, nice creased jeans, man. Sung that song, and they told me I was too street for American Idol, man.
Man, they tripping.
Yeah,
They tripping. But
Yeah.
hey, it's all about the different paths. And hey, the path you on is definitely getting you there because we got to talk about that 3.5.
3.5.
I'm talking about smoking on a 3.5, should have bought a 7, featuring
Yes, sir.
legendary Memphis rapper Crunchy Black
Yep.
of 3-6 Mafia. We talking about the Oscar Award winning group.
Yeah.
Hey, man, how did that song come about?
Man, it's funny how that song came about, man. I was smoking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was smoking, and it was some good gas, man. And I just bust out and said, I should have bought a 7. And and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went ahead and wrote it, man. And when I went to the studio to show my guy, the studio engineers, they said, I told them, I said, hey, I need y'all to listen to this. I said, but bear with me. And when I sung it, they started laughing.
Wow.
Yeah, they started laughing because they wasn't laughing because it was funny, but they was laughing because they had never had it. They never heard it like that before.
Hell, I never heard it
Yeah,
like that before.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I went ahead and wrote it, and actually how I hooked up with Crunchy. Like I was telling you, Crunchy wasn't originally supposed to be on the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was so perfect for it. Though.
Yeah,
Like,
I know it. I know it. What happened was I was meeting with Crunchy's former business partner and promoter, which is Uncle Beast, and shout out to Uncle Beast, man, because he was big time on this, man. We was meeting about some other business, and he asked me what I had going on, and I told him, I said, well, I got this song called 3.5. I should have bought a 7 that the Chicago rapper was supposed to be on, but he's not hitting me back. And he was like, well, throw Crunchy on it. And I said, he'll do it? He was like, yeah, man, he'll do it. I'll holler at him. So just so happened, Mystical was coming in town that night.
Okay.
And Beats was going to pick him up. So, we're at the concert, and Mystical's on stage performing, and Beats is actually on the stage. So he sees me in the crowd. And he's talking to me, but he has his mask on.
Okay.
This back when the pandemic was still heavy.
Yeah.
And he got his arms out like, I'm like, dude, I can't hear what you're saying, man. Like, so he come out the crowd and said, yo, you want to go on stage? I said, for sure. And I went on stage. He said, all right, we'll just go ahead, go back there, and we on stage while Mystical's performing. And all of a sudden, I see Crunchy, and I introduced myself to Crunchy. I said, yo, Crunchy, I'm DeAndrey. This is what it is. I explained the situation to him. He was like, okay. Beats told me about it. And I told him when the session was. And so when I got to the studio, at the time of the session, Crunchy was already there. He beat me there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crunchy on it, man.
Yeah, he was on it, man.
Yeah,
so,
man.
and he laced the track, man. He blessed me, man. So, and and the song did what it did, man. Did what it did, man. Like I said, originally it wasn't supposed to be on there, but came out perfect, man.
Hey, man, that song definitely taking you to new heights. It's available right now on all digital platforms. It's also on the project, the EP, Get Lifted, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk more about that because, man, you got another heavy hit on that thing.
Yeah.
Man, hey, worth the wait. My girl, Shauna, let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, Shauna, she's on there, man. And that was she's on the actual title song, Get Lifted.
Okay.
And that was actually supposed to be the first single.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but 3.5 ended up being the first single, like I said, because of what Crunchy did.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shauna was, she blessed me with a verse on to Get Lifted, man, and she went heavy, man.
Yeah.
She went crazy on that jam, man. So she's a very dope person, very sweet. I've actually never met her, but we've chatted a couple of times, man, and she's a dope person, man. So wonderful person, man, to do business with it, as well as to just vibe and get music done, man, because she's all about it, man. She's dope with it, man.
Hey, definitely gotta say shout out to my girl Shauna. Hey, man, she's still doing it. She out here heavy, like super heavy, man. Of course, we gotta talk more about, because you actually used to be signed to Bentley Records, right?
Yes.
Let's talk more about that.
Yeah, I had got signed to Bentley Records. They had reached out to me.
Okay.
They do a lot of independent artists. They have different deals for different people. Now what they're doing is more of the same type of deal for everybody. But mine was kind of pretty exclusive. But yeah, I was with them for about a year, man. after I had a producer of Jimi Kendrix.
Okay.
He had did the two singles that I had brought out with them, man. So I was with them with about a year, and which I did pretty well with them, man. So
I remember one of them was First Friday,
yeah,
right?
First Friday. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one that had went viral over in South Korea. Went very well.
Wait a minute, South Korea?
Yeah, South Korea.
You talking about over there?
Over there,
See,
man.
my geography sucks, so I
Yeah.
got to say over there.
Yeah, it was, well, better yet, over yonder.
Over yonder. There you go.
It's
Yeah,
over
man.
yonder, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that one went crazy over there, man. And I had wrote that song about an event in Peoria we got called First Friday.
Okay.
Every first Friday of the month, man, we have there's a Zodiac party there, man.
Okay.
And we do it big, man. And I wrote the song about that event, man, and it just went crazy, man.
Yeah.
Went crazy. Other song I had brought out was one called One More Chance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it did pretty well as well. Like I said, Jimi Kendrix produced both of those joints. He did joints for Jay-Z, Usher,
Wow.
Patti LaBelle. It's the question is, who hasn't he done joints
Yeah,
for?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been blessed to get some good music from some good people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, that was my experience with Brinkley Records. Like I said, I was with them for a year, and once I was done with them, I created my own label,
Okay.
which is called ASN Entertainment. And I just been doing good ever since, man.
So let's talk more about the label, man. Like, you looking for artists or anything like that, or you just kind of trying to keep everything kind of homegrown?
No, I'm just keeping it homegrown, man.
Okay.
I just for me.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? You know, because, I do it all by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as an independent artist, man, this thing is not easy.
Yeah.
This game is not easy to be in, man. And, people think it is, and so it's not
Yeah.
not all fun and games, man. If you're doing this, you got to really do this, man. So, but yeah, but it's just me, man. Not necessarily look for any other artists.
So obviously right now we are in Memphis, of course, like I said, my man made the trek out here from Peoria, Illinois. Now, one thing that I gotta say, in the background, obviously it is the Chicago skyline. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say that. I gotta tell the truth. But let's talk about the music scene in Peoria, because with you guys being so close to Chicago is virtually the third biggest city in the United States. I want to know what the R&B scene is like there. I want to know what the hip hop scene is like there, because my perception, purely, hey, y'all right next door, y'all hungry, y'all clawing, y'all scratching away, trying to get that shot, trying to get that opportunity. I got to hear it from your mouth.
Well, as far as the R&B side of it in Peoria, there's really not a lot of R&B that's going on in Peoria right now. I think I'm probably one of the only guys who's doing it, unless there's a younger generation going on that I haven't heard. Mm-hmm. But as far as the hip hop, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. We strong in the hip hop game, man. We got a lot of talented people up in Peoria, man. But the styles, there's no specific style in Peoria.
Yeah.
Styles vary. They vary from East Coast style to West Coast. You have some people probably want to rap like Nelly, some Wu-Tang, some Eminem.
Twista.
All of it. Twista, man.
Yeah.
You'll find it all in Peoria, man. But we got some dope freestyle artists, man. Battle rappers, man. We got some dope cats like that, man. But like I said, on the R&B side, it's not really that many people doing it. There's a lot of great singers.
Okay.
Hell of a lot of great singers, but there's not a lot of artists.
Gotcha.
And that makes a difference.
It's a big difference. I know. Yeah,
man.
yeah.
But there's not a lot of artists in Peoria as far as R&B.
Okay.
Not really, man.
But we can definitely talk about what's going on in August. It's a
Yeah.
big show, and
Yeah.
maybe that might help change things.
Yeah.
Might turn some of these singers into artists. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the big show you got coming up.
I really can't say too much on it
Okay,
just yet, because
okay.
the ink ain't dried.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
but we're planning on a big show in August, man. So for me to open up for a big act coming as well.
Okay.
So hopefully that goes as well as planned.
Okay.
If it does, man, you definitely gonna hear about it.
But of course, you guys will be able to stay tuned to his social media for that. What is your social media, by the way?
Social media is DeAndrey Music, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. All social medias is DeAndrey Music, but you got to spell it correctly. My name is spelled a little different.
Yeah.
It's DeAndrey, then music at the end.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, before we get out of here, we got to talk about this movie that you in, man.
Yeah.
Movie is called Black, right?
Yeah, it's called Black.
Let's
man.
talk about it.
Yeah, it was produced. It was written by my man Dan Johnson. That's at the studio that I go to, Vault 309. Directed by my man Ruben. It's called Black. It's about people waking up in purgatory.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know what purgatory is, but if you don't, that's the place in between heaven and hell. And so people are waking up at different times and trying to figure out why they're there and can't figure it out. So each time somebody wakes up, there's an extra person in the room. And so people go around and they're flashing back to the last things they remember and how their life was. I play a character in one of the guys' flashbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so the guy has a flashback. He's a pharmacy technician, but he's a drug addict.
At the same damn time.
Man, for real.
Wait
For
a minute.
real.
Yeah.
So he goes to the trap house, and I'm actually one of the security guys in the trap house. Man,
Yeah.
I got the pistol on me and everything. He knock on the door. I snatch him into the trap house, really grab him. And I just play one of the one of the strong guys or whatever that's what you want to call it, man. And I say some crazy things, but I'm still beat you up.
Yeah.
But I just say some wild stuff every once in a while,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, man, it was a great experience, man. But that's I just got a few lines, man, and it's it'll be on Tubi here soon.
Hey,
I know.
tap in.
Yeah, I know a lot of people laugh at Tubi, man, but hey, Tubi winning right now.
I be watching Tubi, so hey, I'm with you. I'm
know
waiting
what
on
I
it
mean?
to drop.
So,
Yeah.
But it's funny about that because people will talk about it,
Yeah.
but they still watching it.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
but that's the movie I got coming out, man. It'll be out real soon, man.
Hey, y'all, make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But hey, this is my favorite part of the show on BrinkTV. We got 2 cameras. How many? 2 right there. This camera over here, that's your camera. What I need you to do, look into this camera over here. Tell the people why they should rock with you, why they should support the music. We talking about Get Lifted. The EP is available right now. We talking about 3.5 available right now. The song First Friday, that's out too, right?
Yeah, all of it's out, man.
It's all on all platforms right
It's
now.
all
And tell
out.
them to watch the movie. Go.
Yeah. Yo, I'm DeAndrey. You should rock with me because I do real R&B. I don't do the auto-tune thing, even though ain't nothing wrong with the auto-tune, but I sing real R&B. I sing about real things. I sing about soulful things, man. I sing about things that are in your life, man. So just rock with me if you want to hear real R&B. Holla at your guy, all social media platforms, all digital platforms. I'm there. Anything you want, I got you.
Hey, my guy is definitely there in the flesh. Y'all make sure y'all tap in where you fit in, like I always say. Any shout outs before we get out of here?
Oh, most definitely, man. Big love to my guy Crunchy Black who helped me out on 3.5, man. He blessed me on that. Big love to Shauna. Big love to my guys at the Vault 309, Dan and Lucky, my manager Victor Richardson. Big love to Predominant Studios in Canada. They also show me love. Jackie Best and Lance Bolton. They promote me all the time, and where I'm not even signed to their record label.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's major, man.
yeah, so they show me love all the time. Also, Keep It Sticky, man. Keep It Sticky Entertainment t-shirt endeavorment that I got going on. Big love to all of those guys. Basically, everybody who showed me love, who supported me. Big love to you all. I appreciate you, and I humbly appreciate you and love you guys.
Hey, man, it's now time to get that 7.
Yes,
we
sir.
did enough 3.5s. Now it's time to get that 7. But,
Yes,
hey, man, I
sir.
definitely got to say thank you for being a guest on the show. Really means a lot to have you here, man. I'm glad, like I say, for us to continue to work together.
For
you
sure.
know, like I say, when you came on the countdown, we had just started the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
It was a give back to artists, but I'm glad that it's helping artists like yourself as well as artists all over the country. So I got to say thank you for that. With that being said, now back to more Brink TV.